Para saber. Para saber. Para saber. This one is similar to a phrasal verb, similar to that. It can be confusing for sure because we're saying for to know. Para means for, para ti, for you. Para mí, for me, right? Para saber, we have para saber, for to know. That's the literal translation of this. Para saber. Okay? So what is the meaning of this? The meaning is to find out and to know how to do something, or just to know, find out, or just to know, how to do something. Para saber, para saber. So let's look at some examples using para saber. Tuve que tomar clases de cocina para saber cocinar. So if you want to know how to do something like cocinar, to cook, you may have to take some cooking classes, right? So the meaning of this is I had to take cooking lessons, or you attended a cooking class to know how to cook. Yeah. So if you are in that particular situation, you need to know how to do something. You can use para saber. Okay. Tuve, yo tuve. That means I had. We don't need yo. Que means what and that. But when you say tuve que, that means I had to do something. Okay. Tuve que correr rápido. I had to run fast. Tuve que comer 3 comidas. I had to eat 3 meals. I mean, it's quite obvious, but you know what I mean. Tuve que ir a trabajar. I had to go to work. So tuve que is a very common phrase that means I had to do something. Tomar, in this situation, we're using tomar. Tomar, I talked about this verb before, pretty recently. Tomar means to take or also to drink. Okay, so toma agua, drink water. Toma las llaves, take the keys. So it's a good verb for sure. And in this situation, it means take. Clases, lessons. I mean, another word for lessons is lecciones, but clases can also mean lessons, okay? Or class, or classes as well. Clases de cocina. This whole term means cooking lessons, okay? Cooking lessons. Clase de cocina. Clase de, you can change this to anything else. Karate. Karate lessons, for example, right? Clases de, I don't know, matemáticas, math lessons, okay? So you can change that to anything else. Para, to know, para saber, we have what we're learning, the phrase para saber, to know how, okay? Cocinar, cook, to know how to. Let's include to, para saber, to know how to. And then we add the verb cocinar, which means to cook or just cook. Tuve que tomar clases de cocina para saber cocinar. I had to take cooking lessons to know how to cook. We can see saber and cocinar. Both verbs are in the infinitive form, so that means they're not conjugated. So that's a common thing to do when using para saber, okay? Usually you will not have to conjugate this if you're saying para saber. And then you can also add a verb right after in the infinitive form. Para saber leer, hay que ir a la escuela. To know how to read, you need to go to school, okay? Para saber, I don't know, anything else. Para saber, I'm just thinking, I want to think of something else. Para saber, I don't know why I cannot come up with another verb. Para saber viajar, hay que hacer planes. To know how to travel well, to have a good trip, or to know how to travel, you need to make plans. Okay, so it's a flexible situation here where you can just insert or add a verb right after the phrase para saber, and you're technically saying to know how to ... Okay, so it's a great phrase, a very good phrase. You cannot translate this literally. Para saber o saber cómo, it doesn't sound too well, but you can add como. In some situations, you can say para saber cómo cocinar. You can say that. So you can just remember para saber cómo cocinar. You can say that, or you can say para saber and then the verb. So there's two ways to say the same thing, pretty much. Okay, now the next example. Let's talk about the next example. Para saber más información, visita nuestra página de internet. Para saber más información, visita nuestra página de internet. This means, this is a common thing to say, by the way. To find out more, visit our website. It seems longer in Spanish than in English, this whole sentence here. But let's break it down. Let's see how it works. Para saber, we have the same phrase that we're learning. Okay, here's the phrase. And that means to find out. Más, more. Información. We don't have information here, but technically you're saying to find out more information. Okay, información means information. Remember, this is feminine, la información. Okay, visita. Remember, the V sound in Spanish is very similar to B as in bell in English, but if you don't say it, if you say visita, that's okay. Spanish speakers will understand what you're saying, so don't worry. But if you want to nail the actual sound, you can say, visita, B as in bell, visita, visit, nuestra means our, and we're saying nuestra and not nuestro because we're talking about a website, and página is feminine. It's a feminine noun. Página de internet, that whole term means website. Okay? Para saber más información, visita nuestra página de internet. To find out more, visit our website. Okay? So in some situations, para saber means to know how, when talking about how to do something. And also it means to find out. And and we have it obviously right here. We have the phrase here and the the same phrase here. So different situations, different meanings in same phrase. That's quite interesting. Quite interesting. Do you guys have any questions?